Welcome back to the Street Scrambler build. On the last episode, we upgraded the tires to a Continental TKC80. We tested out the high-tech speed ArcX turn signals, and we developed a custom exhaust. On this episode, we're going to be upgrading the tank. Originally, it was a Bonneville T100 and T120 gas tank, high-capacity gas tank. We're going back to the standard Street Scrambler gas tank. And the last item we're going to be testing is a new set of shocks from Matris and upgrading the foot pegs. I just want to give you a little bit of insight. This is a Bonneville T100, T120 gas tank. It is larger, has a larger fuel capacity than the standard Street Scrambler, Street Twin, Street Cup gas tank. They are completely interchangeable. It's just a matter of changing the fuel pump and they bolt right up. So now we're going to be mounting the Street Scrambler gas tank. And our friends over at Anaheim Rotten Customs have done a brushed steel logo in this tank. We've been working with them from day one. Every bike that British Customs has produced with a custom paint job, they have painted. And I'm looking forward to getting this on the bike and seeing what it looks like. So we've heard some really good things about these shocks. We just purchased a set from Matris to test. From the looks of it, they're gorgeous, and I'm excited to get these on the bike, but they are a work of art. So now that we've got the Matris shocks on the bike, we originally were planning on using our standard shock mount plate. With the piggyback reservoir, you can see that we're definitely going to have some interference when the shocks are starting to move. So luckily, we've got an older design that we've been thinking about bringing back, and it's the curved plate. The curved plate mounts off the axle nut rather than the shock pivot point. So it'll technically just sit like this, kind of tucks it in nice. We'll be testing this and we'll see how it holds up in the dirt. As we're getting ready to wrap this bike up, one of the big things that we noticed is that the skid plate was made of plastic. And we've got this SW Motech, which is pretty substantial skid plate. It doesn't exactly say it's fit for a Street Scrambler, but we're going to see if we can fit this up. So we've got the SW Motech skid plate on the bike. It was a little difficult to install. We had to change some of the hardware in the back to work with this exhaust. That's not the fault of the product. One of our kind of, I guess, just observations is they removed this bracket to install the part, and this bracket would have supported it up here, but the bulk of where something would take an impact is pretty substantial. So now that we've got the bike all buttoned up, I just want to show you a couple little final details. that we think make a big difference. One is the fuel injection cover. We cut the little shark fin off. We weren't a fan of that. And two, you can see that we've got the factory side covers back on. The first reason is that the right side's gonna look a little funny now that we don't have a high pipe on that side. And the second reason is we're not big fans of the plastic side covers on the new liquid-cooled Triumphs. So we developed a number plate that's been out of stock for a long time, but it's coming back into stock. And we feel it makes a big difference, and it's a quick, easy upgrade. So we've got the same exact mounting pins. You just position it, press it in, and you've changed the entire look of the bike and got rid of the plastic side cover. So now that we've got the bike and we're kind of happy with the design, the layout, the colors all match, the bike looks really good, we're going to pass this over to James, our master technician.
Hi, this is James. Today we're installing the Matris fork spring kit. The proper way to do this is to completely disassemble this fork leg, clean everything, and inspect it to ensure you don't run into issues with contaminants, dirty oil, metal shavings, etc., worn out bushings. So another way you can do this without having to disassemble everything, and this is just a tech tip for the experienced mechanic. If you have no experience rebuilding forks, then maybe you want to bring it to a reputable mechanic and have them do it for you. But you don't necessarily have to disassemble everything. If the bike is very low mileage and the oil is fresh, you can just pull the fork leg out, take the top cap off, pull everything out from inside and pump out the oil without disassembling anything. Then you can carry on with the assembly the same way you would have in the instructions. But you need to make sure you're using the same oil that you took out of it, because you're not going to be able to get rid of all the oil that's in there. So that's the one problem with that. So if you can't do that, you need to do it the proper way to ensure it's being done right.